I think the hardest thing Ari's ever told me was not good enough. And that, like, yes, he compliments me as a business advisor and coach, but he challenged me. And I think that was a very important thing, because in our own businesses, sometimes we settle. And I didn't want to settle, but I also didn't want to put myself back into kind of the grind again. I wanted to figure out a way to do higher level things. I think for me in the business, what was super difficult is like knowing that my kind of values of what I teach and what I'm known for is speed. And going back and realizing that I was operating very slowly because I didn't know where anything was and I was super disorganized. I had to identify that. And when I realized like I was the problem, I had to go get a coach. And for me, that's tough as a coach, right? To get somebody else to say, hey, no, you're the problem. And I had to go find somebody that was complementary to me, right? That didn't have the same skill set, but that was also going to be very direct with me in regards to, hey, I need somebody that is just going to be as brutally honest as I am to athletes, to me as a business owner. And I think that was very valuable to me running and growing the business, because I realized if I was the bottleneck, I got to figure out, number one, how do I not become the bottleneck, but then number two, how do I never put myself and the business in that situation again? In my business, everything was working so slow because I didn't know where anything was. It became extremely stressful. And I think that was the hard part, is like, as a coach, at the end of the day, like, I'm a stress manager. Like, I want to stress the system here, and you get a level of super compensation, and now there's better performance. I was living in a state of stress because I just didn't know where stuff was, and it made me slow, which just killed me in my business. I think one of the biggest changes were like I realized that I was the problem. And once I first identified myself as the bottleneck, I realized like in order for me to fix it, I have to have someone else address it. And I think what's super interesting is if you could get rid of that chaos and create processes and systems and optimize those things, then you could actually move really fast. And for me, getting Ari was like, look, I couldn't hire somebody else to run the business. So I might as well hire someone to be the guide. And with that kind of GPS, it allows me to calibrate and move as fast as possible. The accuracy's there. And then now that I know that, I can move faster.